Hi, everyone, and welcome to Chill Talk English. I'm Henry.
And I'm Emma. Today, we're talking about something that can change your career path.
Job interviews can be scary, especially when you don't speak the language well.
I remember my first job interview in English. I was so nervous, I forgot my own name.
Oh no, what happened?
When they asked, "What's your name?" I just stared at them like a deer in headlights.
I had a similar experience when I applied for my teaching position. I mixed up experience and experiments.
It's embarrassing when you don't know what to say in important moments.
That's why today we're going to help you with essential job interview phrases.
These phrases will make your interview experience much less stressful.
So why should you listen to today's episode? First, you'll feel more confident in interviews.
Second, you'll learn practical phrases that you can use right away.
And third, you'll be ready for real conversations with interviewers.
These phrases can help you succeed in job interviews anywhere in the world.
Learning English is like building a puzzle, one piece at a time.
Today, we're adding important interview puzzle pieces to your language collection.
With these phrases, you can go from nervous to confident. I remember when I was 22. I interviewed for my first real job. I was terrified.
Oh no, did you know what to say?
Not really. I just nodded and smiled through everything. It worked, but I was sweating.
That's why learning interview English is so important, even for young professionals.
Now I can help others who might feel lost in interviews.
I had a friend who didn't get a job because she couldn't explain her skills properly.
Was that difficult for her?
Very frustrating. She had great experience but couldn't communicate it. She missed her dream job.
That's exactly why we're creating this episode today, to help job seekers like her.
Today, we'll cover 4 important interview situations.
First, we'll learn phrases for introducing yourself.
Second, we'll practice talking about your experience.
Third, we'll learn useful phrases for answering questions.
And finally, we'll cover asking questions and closing the interview.
Each section will have guided response, role plays, a short story, and guided practice.
We'll make it fun and easy so you can use these phrases in real life.
At the end, we have a quick quiz to test what you've learned.
Plus, we'll give you a challenge to practice using these phrases.
Make sure to listen carefully for our quick quiz at the end of the episode.
It's a fun way to check how much you've learned.
You might be surprised at how many phrases you remember.
It's like a little game to test your knowledge.
If you enjoy today's episode, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.
That helps more people find Chill Talk English and learn with us.
You can also share this episode with friends who are looking for jobs.
Let's get started with our first scene.
Scene 1. Introducing yourself. Guided response.
Welcome to our first scene. We're at the beginning of a job interview.
Let's learn some basic phrases for introducing yourself confidently.
First, the interviewer might say,
What's your name?
You can reply.
My name is Maria.
They might ask.
Where are you from?
You can say.
I'm from Mexico City.
They might ask.
What's your educational background?
You can reply.
I studied graphic design at university.
Or,
I have a degree in business administration.
they might ask.
Why are you interested in this position?
You can say.
I'm interested because I love working with people.
Remember to speak clearly and smile when introducing yourself.
Excellent! These phrases will help you start your interview well.
Let's move on to some role plays to see how these phrases work in real conversations.
Role play. Now, let's practice with a role play. I'll be the interviewer and Emma will be the candidate.
What's your name?
My name is Maria.
Where are you from?
I'm from Mexico City.
What's your educational background?
I studied graphic design at university.
Why are you interested in this position?
I'm interested because I love working with people.
Thank you for introducing yourself.
You're welcome. I look forward to telling you more.
Great start. Let's continue with our story. Our story today is called Maria's First Interview.
Maria sat nervously in the waiting room, her hands trembling slightly. It was her first job interview after college, and she wasn't sure what to expect.
When her name was called, Maria stood up and walked toward the interview room. Her heart was beating fast, and her palms were sweaty.
Inside the room, a kind-looking interviewer smiled at her. "What's your name?" he asked kindly.
Maria took a deep breath and tried to calm her nerves. "My name is Maria," she said, trying to sound confident.
The interviewer nodded and made a note. "Where are you from, Maria?"
"I'm from Mexico City," Maria replied, feeling a bit more relaxed.
"What's your educational background?" the interviewer asked, looking at her resume.
"I studied graphic design at university," Maria said proudly.
"Why are you interested in this position?" the interviewer inquired.
Maria thought for a moment. "I'm interested because I love creating visual stories that connect with people," she explained.
The interviewer smiled. "Thank you for introducing yourself, Maria. We'd like to know more about your experience."
As the interview continued, Maria felt her anxiety melt away. She was doing it. She was having her first job interview in English.
Did you hear the phrases, "What's your name?" "Where are you from?" and "What's your educational background?" Try to remember how they were used.
Great listening. Now, let's take those same phrases and practice saying them together. It's time for some shadowing practice, where you can repeat the phrases after us.
Shadowing practice. This time, it's your turn. I'll say a phrase, and you repeat after me. Remember to copy my pronunciation and intonation. Try saying it out loud yourself, pausing after you hear each phrase.
What's your name?
My name is Maria.
Where are you from?
I'm from Mexico City.
What's your educational background?
I studied graphic design at university.
Why are you interested in this position?
I'm interested because I love working with people.
Thank you for introducing yourself.
You're welcome. I look forward to telling you more.
Excellent work. When you practice these phrases, imagine you're really in an interview. This will help you remember them better.
Great job. Smile while you say these phrases. It makes you seem friendly and confident. Scene 2. Talking about your experience, guided response.
Welcome to our second scene. We're focusing on how to discuss your experience in an interview.
Let's learn some useful phrases for talking about your work and educational background.
First, when describing your experience, you can say,
I have experience in customer service.
or
I worked as a receptionist for 2 years.
when talking about your skills, you can say,
I'm good at solving problems.
or
I can use computer programs well.
when describing your achievements, you can say,
I achieved high customer satisfaction.
or
I helped my company by improving efficiency.
when explaining your responsibilities, you can say,
My responsibilities included answering phones.
or
I was responsible for scheduling appointments.
remember to be specific and honest when talking about your experience.
Excellent! These phrases will help you showcase your background effectively.
Let's move on to some role plays to see how these phrases work in real conversations.
Role play. Now let's practice with a role play. I'll be the interviewer and Emma will be the candidate.
Tell me about your experience.
I have experience in customer service.
How long did you work in that field?
I worked as a receptionist for 2 years.
What skills do you have that are relevant to this job?
I'm good at solving problems and communicating with people.
Can you give an example of an achievement?
I achieved a 95% customer satisfaction rate.
What were your main responsibilities?
My responsibilities included answering customer calls.
Thank you for sharing your experience.
You're welcome. I'm excited about this opportunity.
Great practice. Now let's hear our story. Our story today is called David's Work History.
David sat across from the interviewer, trying to appear confident despite his nervousness. He had prepared for this interview for weeks, but now that it was happening, he felt his mind going blank.
Tell me about your experience, the interviewer said, looking directly at David.
David took a deep breath and reminded himself of what he had practiced. I have experience in marketing, he began, feeling more relaxed.
How long did you work in that field? The interviewer asked, making notes.
I worked as a marketing assistant for 3 years, David replied, remembering his previous role.
What skills do you have that are relevant to this position? The interviewer inquired.
I'm good at creating social media content and analyzing data, David said, highlighting his strengths.
The interviewer nodded. Can you give an example of an achievement?
David thought carefully. I achieved a 30% increase in engagement for our company's social media, he shared proudly.
What were your main responsibilities in your last position? The interviewer asked.
My responsibilities included managing social media accounts, David explained.
As David spoke, he noticed the interviewer nodding and smiling. He was doing well. His preparation was paying off.
Thank you for sharing your experience, the interviewer said. We're impressed with your background.
David felt a wave of relief and excitement. He had successfully talked about his experience in English.
Did you hear the phrases, I have experience in, I'm good at, and my responsibilities included? Try to remember how they were used.
Great listening. Now, let's take those same phrases and practice saying them together. It's time for some shadowing practice, where you can repeat the phrases after us.
Shadowing practice. Your turn. I'll say each phrase, and you copy me. Focus on the rhythm and tone. Pause and speak out loud after each phrase.
Tell me about your experience.
I have experience in customer service.
How long did you work in that field?
I worked as a receptionist for 2 years.
What skills do you have that are relevant to this job?
I'm good at solving problems.
Can you give an example of an achievement?
I achieved high customer satisfaction.
What were your main responsibilities?
My responsibilities included answering phones.
Thank you for sharing your experience.
You're welcome. I'm excited about this opportunity.
Wonderful. You're doing great with pronunciation. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you use these phrases, the more confident you'll become.
That's right. Don't worry about making mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when they're learning. The important thing is to keep trying. You're doing great. Scene 3. Answering common questions, guided response.
Welcome to our third scene. We're focusing on how to answer common interview questions.
Let's learn some useful phrases for responding to typical interview questions.
First, when asked about your strengths, you can say,
One of my strengths is problem solving.
or,
I'm strong in teamwork.
when asked about your weaknesses, you can say,
I'm working on improving my public speaking skills.
or,
One area I'm developing is time management.
when asked about your future goals, you can say,
My goal is to become a team leader.
or,
I hope to grow within this company.
when asked why you want the job, you can say,
I want this job because it matches my skills.
or,
This position interests me because it offers growth opportunities.
remember to be honest and positive in your answers.
Excellent. These phrases will help you answer questions confidently.
Let's move on to some role plays to see how these phrases work in real conversations.
Role play. Now let's practice with a role play. I'll be the interviewer and Emma will be the candidate.
What are your greatest strengths?
One of my strengths is problem solving.
What are your weaknesses?
I'm working on improving my public speaking skills.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
My goal is to become a team leader.
Why do you want this job?
I want this job because it matches my career goals.
Thank you for your answers.
You're welcome. I'm excited about this opportunity.
Great practice. Now let's hear our story. Our story today is called Sarah's Tough Question.
Sarah sat up straight as the interviewer leaned forward. We have one more question for you, he said, making Sarah's heart race.
What are your greatest strengths and weaknesses? The interviewer asked, looking directly at Sarah.
Sarah took a deep breath. One of my strengths is teamwork, she said confidently. I enjoy collaborating with others to achieve goals.
The interviewer nodded and made a note. And what about areas for improvement?
I'm working on improving my time management, Sarah admitted honestly. Sometimes I take on too many projects at once.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? The interviewer asked next.
Sarah thought carefully. My goal is to become a senior designer in this company, she replied with enthusiasm.
The interviewer smiled. Why do you want this position specifically?
I want this job because it challenges me creatively, Sarah explained. I'm excited about the opportunity to grow here.
As Sarah finished answering, she felt a sense of pride. She had successfully handled difficult questions in English.
Thank you for your thoughtful answers, the interviewer said, closing his notebook.
Sarah left the interview feeling confident. She had done her best and was proud of herself.
Did you hear the phrases, one of my strengths is, I'm working on improving, and my goal is to? Try to remember how they were used.
Great listening! Now, let's take those same phrases and practice saying them together. It's time for some shadowing practice, where you can repeat the phrases after us.
Shadowing practice. Now it's all yours. Copy my words and my intonation. Speak aloud after each phrase, just like in real conversation.
What are your greatest strengths?
One of my strengths is problem solving.
What are your weaknesses?
I'm working on improving my public speaking.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
My goal is to become a team leader.
Why do you want this job?
I want this job because it matches my skills.
Thank you for your answers.
You're welcome. I'm excited about this opportunity.
You're doing great. Try to imagine you're really talking to an interviewer. This will help you remember the phrases better.
Excellent work. Say it with confidence when you practice these phrases. Confidence makes communication easier. Scene 4. Closing the interview, guided response.
Welcome to our fourth and final scene. We're at the end of the job interview.
Let's learn some useful phrases for closing an interview confidently.
First, when the interviewer asks if you have questions, you can say,
Yes, I have a question about the team.
or,
Could you tell me about the training program?
when asking about the next steps, you can say,
What happens after this interview?
or,
When will I hear back about the position?
when thanking the interviewer, you can say,
Thank you for your time and consideration.
or,
I appreciate the opportunity to interview.
when expressing enthusiasm, you can say,
I'm very interested in this position.
or,
I look forward to hearing from you.
remember to end the interview on a positive note.
Excellent. These phrases will help you close the interview professionally.
Let's move on to some role plays to see how these phrases work in real conversations.
Role play. Now let's practice with a role play. I'll be the interviewer and Emma will be the candidate.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, I have a question about the team.
What would you like to know?
Could you tell me about the team I'd be working with?
What happens after this interview?
When will I hear back about the position?
Thank you for your time and consideration.
I appreciate the opportunity to interview.
We'll be in touch soon.
I look forward to hearing from you.
Great practice. Now, let's hear our story. Our story today is called Carlos's Successful Close.
Carlos felt a mix of nerves and excitement as the interview was wrapping up. He had answered all the questions well and wanted to leave a strong final impression.
Do you have any questions for us? The interviewer asked, leaning back in his chair.
Carlos took a moment to think. Yes, I have a question about the team, he said politely.
What would you like to know? The interviewer responded with interest.
Could you tell me about the team I'd be working with? Carlos inquired, showing his interest in collaboration.
We have a small but dedicated team of 5 people, the interviewer explained. Everyone supports each other.
What happens after this interview? Carlos asked, wanting to know the next steps.
We'll review all candidates this week and contact you by Friday, the interviewer replied.
When will I hear back about the position? Carlos clarified.
We'll call you if you're selected for the next round, the interviewer assured him.
Thank you for your time and consideration, Carlos said, standing up to shake hands.
I appreciate the opportunity to interview, Carlos added with a warm smile. We'll be in touch soon, the interviewer said, standing as well.
I look forward to hearing from you, Carlos said confidently, feeling proud of his performance.
As Carlos left the building, he walked with a spring in his step. He had handled the entire interview in English and felt good about his chances.
Did you hear the phrases, "Do you have any questions?" "What happens after this interview?" and "Thank you for your time"? Try to remember how they were used.
Great listening. Now, let's take those same phrases and practice saying them together. It's time for some shadowing practice, where you can repeat the phrases after us.
Shadowing practice. Repeat after me. I'll model each phrase. Pause, then say it with confidence, just like you're speaking to a real person.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, I have a question about the team.
What would happen after this interview?
When will I hear back about the position?
Thank you for your time and consideration.
I appreciate the opportunity to interview.
I look forward to hearing from you. You're doing great. Try to imagine you're really at the end of an interview. This will help you remember the phrases better.
Excellent work. When you practice these phrases, think about how you would feel closing an interview. This will help you remember them better. Now, let's go over some important words and phrases from today's lesson.
Educational background. The schools and degrees you have. Example, my educational background is in business administration.
Experience. The work or activities you have done in a field. Example, I have experience in customer service.
Strengths. Things you are good at. Example, one of my strengths is problem solving.
Weaknesses. Areas where you need to improve. Example, I'm working on improving my public speaking.
Next steps. What happens after the interview? Example, could you tell me about the next steps?
Now, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz.
We'll ask you some questions about real interview situations. Listen carefully and choose the best answer. Check if your answer is correct with the answers given in the comment section. Ready? Let's start.
Question 1. What do you say when you want to tell the interviewer your name?
Options. A, I'm from Mexico.
B, my name is Maria.
C, I studied graphic design.
Question 2. How do you describe your work experience?
Options. A, I have experience in marketing.
B, I'm good at teamwork.
C, my goal is to grow.
Question 3. What phrase do you use when talking about something you need to improve?
I'm strong in this area.
B, I'm working on improving this.
C, I achieved great results.
Question 4. How do you ask about when you'll get a decision?
Options. A, thank you for your time.
B, when will I hear back?
C, I look forward to this job.
Question 5. What do you say to end the interview politely?
Options. A, I have a question.
B, thank you for your consideration.
C, tell me about the team.
Great work, everyone. Let's quickly recap what we learned today.
Wow, what a journey we've had. From introducing yourself to closing the interview, we've learned so many useful phrases.
That's right. Now you know how to introduce yourself, talk about your experience, answer questions, and close an interview with confidence.
We practiced with dialogues, stories, and shadowing to help you use these phrases in real situations.
Remember, learning English is like building a bridge, one phrase at a time. And today, we built a strong interview language bridge.
Next time you have an interview, you'll feel prepared and confident.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Chill Talk English. Keep practicing, keep learning, and get ready for your next opportunity. Before we finish, we have a listener challenge for you.
We want you to post a short comment using 2 interview phrases you learned today. For example, my name is Maria. I have experience in customer service.
It's a fun way to practice what you've learned and share with other job seekers.
Let's quickly recap the key phrases we learned.
For introductions, my name is name. I'm from place.
For experience, I have experience in field. I'm good at skill.
For questions, one of my strengths is strength. I'm working on improving area.
For closing, thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you.
These phrases will help you succeed in any English-speaking job interview.
Thanks for joining us today on Chill Talk English. We hope you found these interview phrases helpful.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.
Share this episode with friends who are looking for jobs or learning English.
Next time, we'll be talking about English for making friends.
Until then, keep practicing your English every day. Remember, small steps lead to big progress.
Goodbye, everyone, and have successful interviews.